Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Tonight, the curtain comes up on the 2019 college gymnastics season, and we've got it for you right here on the SEC Network. It's the number 8 preseason California Golden Bears coming east to Baton Rouge to take on the 4th-ranked preseason LSU Tigers. We bring you inside the absolutely packed Maravich Center. There are more than 10,000 gymnastics fans on hand to see California and to see LSU. I'm Lynn Rollins with Lori Strong-Ballard, a former All-America at Georgia, a former national champion at Georgia, and a 2-time member of the Canadian Olympic team, along with Kaylee Abood, twice an All-America at LSU in the all-around event. Lori, let's start with you. The caliber of competition, quite frankly, that we're going to see tonight will be the equal or maybe even exceed what we may see in a few months in postseason.
And top competition breeds success, and these two teams absolutely can qualify to the national championships once again, and they will be pushing each other early in this season. California qualified to nationals the last 2 of 3 years. Last season they finished 9th in the country, and they are preseason ranked 8th, which is their highest preseason rank in school history. They graduated 3 athletes, but gained 5 very talented and powerful freshmen who are already making their way into their lineups. They also return for her 5th season, Tony Ann Williams, who is their top all-arounder and an All-American. She missed 1 season with an Achilles tendon tear. They have several junior Olympic national champions on this team and athletes with international experience, including Tony Ann Williams, who competed for Jamaica in the 2016 Olympic Games. So California brings a very high-quality team who will push LSU early in this season.
Well, Kaylee, last year, LSU finished in the top 5 nationally in all 4 events. And over the past 3 seasons, LSU twice has been a national runner-up, and last year a 4th-place finisher nationally. What are the prospects for the Tigers to at least do that well in 2019?
Well, LSU came off of a great 2018 season, but they're definitely eager for some more success. They're returning 7 All-Americans, led by senior and SEC Gymnast of the Year, Sarah Finnegan. She is such a talented gymnast and has really contributed to the success of this Tiger team. The sophomore class is back. They're healthier from their freshman season, and I know that they're going to do great things in each of these lineups, and they're going to push for more.
Lori, talking about health, McKenna Kelly did not participate a year ago because of a horrendous Achilles tendon tear in November. What are her prospects as she comes back and gets ready for 2019?
Well, McKenna Kelly tore her Achilles tendon just over a year ago, and if anyone knows anything about that type of an injury, the rehab is rigorous and so tough. She has been working extremely hard in the gym, training 3 events, and what she will bring to this team is incredible power, especially on floor and vaults. Tonight we'll only see her on floor because the coaching staff knows that they need to take their time with this athlete, bring her back slowly so that she can be competition ready when they need her at the end of the season. But she also brings so much more to this team. Her leadership and her energy and enthusiasm is so incredible. She is such a role model for her Tiger teammates.
Kaylee, one thing's for sure, in postseason play this year, LSU will not have to travel far.
Not at all. The SEC Championships will be held in New Orleans at the Smoothie King Arena, and that's such a great thing for the Tiger fan base, for the LSU gymnastics team. It's going to be like a home meet for them, and they're really going to feed off of the crowd and hopefully get that 3rd consecutive SEC championship win, which I know they really, really want. And then they'll come back here a few weeks later to the PMAC, and they'll be hosting the regional championships, which is also such an important meet to have such a great fan base behind you and to feel comfortable so that you can be one of the top 2 teams to advance to the NCAA championships.
Well, there is a very appreciative Maravich Center crowd on hand, and just moments ago, these banners were dropped from the ceiling, forever commemorating the 2018 team. It's a team that won the SEC regular season title. It also won the SEC tournament championship. It went to yet another Super 6 performances. You see all of the NCAA appearances right there, and there, of course, is a commemoration of yet another Super 6 team. So 2018 forever will be very well represented in the history and the annals of LSU gymnastics.
Absolutely. It's something that everyone can look up to, future teams, the fans, and remember the history that came behind this LSU gymnastics team, and they are not done yet.
Well, this place is rocking as we look at Dee Dee Bro. She is setting history tonight This is her 42nd season as the head coach of the LSU gymnastics team. Nobody in the history of any SEC sport has had that long of a tenure as she exceeds the legendary Adolph Rupp, the former Kentucky basketball coach and a legend, of course, in basketball history. But Dee Dee Bro tonight starts her 42nd season. Nobody has been in the business of sports in college as a coach any longer than that.
And they love her here. She walked into the arena tonight. It is packed, high energy. They applauded her. Her team loves her as well. She brings so much enthusiasm. She has tremendous respect from all the coaches across the country as well as the fans.
Well, let's get to LSU's vault lineup. And it looks like this. Juliana Canamella and Ruby Harold. That's actually the bar lineup. This is the vault lineup. It's Canamella, Harold, Priestman, Edwards, Finnegan, and Edney. And we'll see LSU, which traditionally has been a remarkable vaulting team.
They're anchored by national champion Kennedy Edney, but they are deep and strong on this event. They put up their top score last year at the Super 6 Finals with a 49.4625.
And let's remember, a few years ago, they devalued the Yurchenko full, so that now does not start from a 10-0. It starts from a 9-9. You're going to have to do a Yurchenko full and a half in order to get that 10-0 start value. And we're going to see a few of those huge Yurchenko full and a halves tonight. Maybe not the entire lineup, what they're capable of doing because it is so early in the season. But this vault lineup does have it in them to have a lot of 10-0 start values.
I believe they're planning on 3 10-0 start values tonight, but they are training 7 of them in the gym. If they can get a few more of those in their lineup on vault, that will certainly give them a competitive edge later in the season.
Well, a year ago, LSU nationally was the 5th best vault team in the country with an average score of 49.580. It was first in bars for the first time in school history. It was 3rd on beam and 2nd on the floor exercise. And you add all that up together and you've got a national championship contender. LSU finished 4th last year in the NCAA championship tournament. It was the closest in terms of scores tournament that's ever been in gymnastics history in United States collegiate play.
And actually, that competition came down to this as their last event, and they absolutely nailed it, did a great job on vault. Unfortunately, it just wasn't quite enough. The competition was so difficult last year.
It's a new year, it's a new team, but it's
you see a lot of youngsters in this Maravich Center. There are very, very few empty seats. You might shoehorn a few more fans in here, but not many.
It's a packed house, and they averaged over 12,000 fans last year. That's number 1 in the SEC for attendance, and they have sold over 6,000 season tickets. That's a new season ticket record. So the enthusiasm for this gymnastics program is just incredible right now.
To show you how dominant LSU has been in this building, there have been 34 consecutive meet victories for LSU in the Maravich Center. Here we go, vault number 1, Canamella.
Tough team to beat here, starting off. Nice job, Yurchenko full, just a small shift of her feet on the landing.
It's a very nice leadoff vault. For that leadoff performer, you want someone who's very calm, very consistent, and who's going to put up a great starting score.
This is one tough lady. Last time I saw her at the training center, she had just had an injection in her back to alleviate some pain that she was having there and could barely walk. And now she's pushing through to vault for her team here in her senior season. This is a good sign.
Juliana Canamella has been troubled throughout her career with a series of injuries.
Sophie Seil knocked, a senior for California, starting them off on bars. They have a fairly young lineup scheduled here on bars, so it's good for them to be leading off with some experience here. Nice, interesting front 1.5 dismount. Rarely see that type of a dismount.
I know both of you were impressed with the Cal Golden Bears on this particular apparatus during warm-up.
Absolutely, their lines are beautiful, their toe points are beautiful, and I really enjoyed watching them warm up, and I'm excited to see how they perform when the lights go on when it's time to compete.
And there you see the California bars line up. As we go to vaulter number 2 for LSU, Ruby Harold. after Canamella turned in a 9.85 in the opening vault of the meet.
Ruby should be competing a Yuchenko 1.5, one of those 10-0 start value vaults. Good speed in her run. Blocks it up and comes in a little short on the landing. That is so difficult. You need the height, the distance, the rotation, and of course it's a blind landing. You cannot see that mat before the feet hit. Unfortunately, that's a 5/10 deduction.
She normally nails that landing, but again, it is very early in the season. Here you'll see her vault again. Comes up a little bit short, a little slow. Didn't quite get that last half around as quickly as she would have wanted to, but she's got some time throughout the season to work on it.
Maya Bordas up now for the Cal Golden Bears. This team overachieved a little bit last year, would you say?
Absolutely. Every year this team has gotten better and better. They made an NCAA appearance, finished in the top 10, and I think that they're just getting better as the years progress. And I think that their recruits are outstanding. They're really going to contribute a lot, especially the freshmen this year.
This is a freshman, JO National All-Around Champion in 2017. 5 times she was the Gymnast of the Year for her club, Capital Gymnastics. So definitely a strong resume, already making their lineups as a newcomer. A little short on that last handstand. That's something the judges will be looking for, the vertical
Nice half and half out.
Stuck landing.
Well, the first bar score was a 9.775 for Sophie Selnacht. And we'll see what Bordas does.
A couple small details that can be worked out, like those handstand positions, but this was a very clean, good difficulty, strong routine.
That was a huge Yurchenko full from Lexi Priestman. And I know all of these Tiger fans and the coaching staff is very excited to have Lexi back in the powerhouse lineups, floor and vaulting and just going at it, because she was so plagued by injuries throughout her entire gymnastics career. So it's so great to see her out there.
Yeah, just go check out today's edition and yesterday's edition of The Advocate. There's about a 7 or 8 page story that was incredibly written, telling a little bit about her story. It brings tears to your eyes, and it's so good to see her out there in her senior year trying to do some great things for her team.
She's such a great role model.
Ruby Harold, after coming up short on the landing, scored a 9.25. And we will pass along Lexi Priestman's vault score momentarily. Sarah Edwards, Sarah Finnegan, and Kennedy Edney to follow on vault for the Tigers. But we go back to the bars.
The good thing about that is they can drop Ruby's score if all the other vaults are doing very, very well. They count the top 5 scores, they drop the lowest one, and that goes towards their final total.
This is Talitha Jones.
Second freshman in the lineup. They also have 3 sophomores coming up. That tells you the youth of this lineup. We'll see how they handle the high pressure of this competition, but it also bodes well for the future of this program, seeing this kind of talent already competing. Small step on her full twisting double back.
The Cal Bears will have 13 different gymnasts competing tonight, but they will not have anybody in the all-around competition.
And next up for LSU, please welcome Sarah Edwards.
Hit that handstand. She goes into her dismount.
Here's Sarah Edwards, the shortest gymnast in the competition tonight, an inch under 5 feet.
She struggled a little bit putting this vault on her feet in warm-up, rockets it up, and unfortunately comes in short as well.
The Yurchenko full and a half is very, very difficult to land. But again, it's early. We're just getting used to these competition-style landings, so they'll get back in the gym and they'll really, really work on those landings.
Lexi Priestman, the preceding vaulter, scored 9.9.
Obviously, LSU would like to be putting these vaults on their feet, but it's not necessarily something that Coach Bob Moore really pushes at the beginning of the season. He wants to see that power, he wants to see the technique there, and then the stuck landings will come a little bit later.
And just going for it, getting it out of the gym. The landings are so different, so that's so important.
On bars, Alma Cook.
She's an uneven bar specialist. With the chapache into a pack salto, back down to the low bar. Beautiful job, finishing her pirouette in the vertical position.
9.925 was her career high on this event.
And you can see why. The details are there. Full twisting double back. A little bit low on her chest, maybe a small movement of her foot, but another solid routine for Cal.
Well, with 2 short landings already on vault for LSU, the Tigers are likely to find themselves trailing after one event, barring any catastrophes for the Cal Bears.
Sarah Finnegan up on vault for the Tigers. That was a beautiful Luchenko layout full, beautiful stretch position, beautiful height. Small hop on the landing, but overall very, very good.
You can actually hear the block off the table that she gets, and that's pretty incredible in this very, very loud arena right now. She's training the 1.5. That's one of the other athletes that they hope to possibly get a 10-0 start value vault in. But it's almost kind of a tough decision to make because she does this 9.95 Yurchenko full so well. She can score close to a 9.95 every time.
She is one of the most dynamic performers in the country and carries that it factor with her no matter where she goes. Jones scored 9.75 on bars. Here's Emmy Watterson.
Nice job hitting the handstand. Giant half. Here comes her release move. A pike jagger. That's an E-level skill directly connected to her shoot over. So that upgrades the value of that shoot over because she comes out of the difficult release move. Good save.
Double layout. She stakes the landing.
This has been a strong performance on bars to this point.
Cal is a very consistent team. If you look at most of their performers, they have over 90% hit rates on all of their events. So that's very, very important if you're going to put together a great meet.
Sticks the landing. It was clean. Just a slight arch on that last handstand, but a near perfect routine.
Well, Kennedy Edney, the junior from Chino, California, averaged 9.88 on vault, and she will anchor this event for LSU.
And the team needs a big one here. She scored a perfect 10 on vault during their inner squat. Takes the step here, probably the safe landing at this point when you have 2 falls already. Take that step, take that deduction, put it on your feet. It's a huge vault, though.
Absolutely. She goes again. See her huge block, beautiful form. Just a little bit too much power, but that's what you want at this point, so you have a safe landing and you get the score that you need to move on to the next event and be comfortable with where you're at.
You saw vaulting coach Bob Moore for LSU there. He has coached more national champions on vault than any coach in history.
Nina has beautiful lines, beautiful toe point. Beautiful releases. I mean, she really has a great routine going.
California has a lot of tall athletes on their roster, and sometimes that really makes the look here on bars that much more special, that length of the line.
Kennedy Edney scored 9.85 on vault, but a very impressive performance to open the meet for Cal on bars.
Absolutely. They had a great bar lineup, and now they're going to head over to vault and see what they can do over there.
But we'll take a timeout here. As we have finished the first rotation, we'll be back and review scores for you as we move along. Cal will go to vault. LSU will go to bars when we return on the SEC ESPN Network.